Anyway, she said the Russians deploy millions of dollars to weaponize our own political opposition research and false narratives. When you have people like the swine, the slum, the scum, the shitty fuckers like Sean Hannity over at Fox News or Rush Limbaugh, who has almost become a non person, you've noticed. But when you have filth, utter filth, like those people who put out and promote and push these false narratives, the lying horseshit that they put out there day after day after day. The Russians know that, and they gather it up, and they use it against us. That's what happened in the 2016 election, part of what happened. The Russians, you don't think they listen to our talk shows and shit? They know where the divisions are. They know where the soft spots are in this society. They know where to apply pressure. And Sean Hannity and the rest of these traitorous cocksuckers all participate in helping the Russians do this. Now, do they do it unwittingly? No. Of course, Hannity, for example, is a useful idiot to the Russian KGB or whatever the fuck it's called now. Of course he is. But he knows what he's doing, and he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. Dr. Hill said, when we are consumed by partisan rancor, we cannot combat these external forces as they seek to divide us against each other, degrade our institutions, and destroy the faith of the American people in our democracy, end quote. Amen. And that's what has been going on for a number of years. But I can date some of this back to the first fucking day that Rush Limbaugh went on the air, about around the same time that I started. And look who was the big success, right? It wasn't me. But when Limbaugh started with the filth and the lies and the degeneracy and the sickness that rolled out of his pig brain onto millions of radios all over the fucking country, and Clear Channel Radio, who owned him and put it out, just poison from coast to coast, border to border, to use the pig man's phrase, across the fruited plain. Limbaugh, almost single-handedly, was able to unlock that door behind which sat this huge, huge reservoir of filth and shit and lies and deception and dishonor. And Limbaugh was able to unlock the door and let it rush out. And every single so-called conservative talk show host that went on the air after Limbaugh went on the air patterned himself after Limbaugh. I say himself because there weren't any women doing this bullshit back then. And then Fox came along. And they decided that the Limbaugh model was effective, not because everybody wanted to hear Limbaugh, but because Clear Channel put that son of a bitch on almost every radio station in America, two of which I worked for. But I digress. The only reason I brought that up was to point out that Limbaugh is one of the people who started this degradation of American society and this idea of its sport to turn Americans against each other. Limbaugh's first target was the obvious one, blacks against whites. What a son of a bitch. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.